What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, hello. If you're new here, my name is Angela. I'm a lawyer and I make videos about law school, lawyer life, and all things in between. So last video, we talked about final exam preparation mistakes. So my hope is that you guys took some of that information and incorporated it into your plans for your final exam study preparation. So in this video, we're actually talking about mistakes that you make on the actual final exam. So we talked about prep last week. This week, we're talking about common mistakes on the actual exam. So let's jump right into it because you guys have just a few days until it's time for you to start studying. One of the mistakes that law students make on law school final exams, this is for the essay questions, is they don't use the facts to apply them to the rule. Okay, this can get you in trouble for multiple reasons because one, you're likely going to be disorganized. Two, you're not addressing all of the points that the professor wants you to address. And three, you're not able to show your knowledge of the material. One thing to remember regarding these fact patterns on the final exam is that most of the facts are there for a reason. They're there for you to use them. They're there because they apply to a principle or rule of law that you need to take those facts and apply it to the rule. So that's a big mistake students make, is not using the facts and applying them to the rule, okay? They're there for a reason, use them. And one of the easiest ways you can make sure you are using the facts and actually showing the professor that you know what you're talking about, you know the rule of law, you know the material, is to use IRAC. IRAC is a great way to organize your final exam essay answer because you have to spot the issue, you have to state the rule, you apply the rule, and then you conclude. So when it comes to IRAC, A is where you want to focus when you're talking about the facts, right? So the application, applying the rule, analysis. There's different terms used for the A in IRAC, but it all means the same thing. So you take the facts and you apply them to the rule. You take the facts and you conduct your analysis by using those facts in relation to the rule. Hope that makes sense. Another mistake that is commonly made, and this as it relates to multiple choice, is spending too much time on multiple choice questions, okay? Multiple choice is not simple in law school, okay? It's not like our traditional exams where A, B, C, D, and there's one correct answer. In law school, it's a different ballgame where there's a correct answer, there's a more correct answer, and there sometimes is a most correct answer, okay? So it can get really, really tricky and cause you to second guess yourself and you start spending too much time. So a common mistake that law students make is spending too much time trying to figure out the answer on a multiple choice. The tests are typically going to be timed, okay? So you need to obviously do your best to figure out the answer, but don't spend too much time. If you don't know, you gotta guess, you gotta move on, circle it, and come back to it. This advice is good also for the bar exam. That's what they teach you when you prep for the bar exam. Don't spend too much time. Move on if you don't know. Guess, and then come back to it if you have time at the end. Another mistake that law students make is they fall for fact bombs. Now, I've just talked about the facts and how important they are and how you need to use them and apply them to the rule. However, if you notice, I said most of the facts are important. That is because a lot of times professors will throw in irrelevant facts that if you don't know the material will throw you off addressing the call of the question. That is why it's so important to know the material, because your professor will know that you don't know the material because you fell for this irrelevant fact bomb. It has nothing to do with what you're supposed to be answering, but you see it, you recognize it, and it leads you down the wrong path. So do not fall for those irrelevant fact bombs. And the best way to not fall for those fact bombs is to know your stuff, know your material. Because if you know the material, you won't fall for it because you will know that it is irrelevant for the question that you are answering. Another mistake law students make is going off prompt, not sticking to the topic, not answering the call of the question. The call of the question is super, super, super important. Always make sure you are reading the call of the question before you even review the fact pattern. You should be reading the call of the question so that you know what you need to be focused on. So you know what the prompt is and that you're sticking to it. Once you get into answering the question, do not go off topic. One thing I know that law students do a lot of times is they will want to showcase their knowledge of something because they don't really know the answer. And they just start regurgitating a bunch of rules of law and things that are irrelevant. This will not impress your professor, and it certainly won't throw your professor off the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. It honestly might just annoy them. So don't do that. Do not go off topic. Do not provide irrelevant rules of law and always stick to the call of the question. Another mistake that law students make is not showing your work. This is huge. And I say this all the time. You can ask my consults. Everybody that I do a consult with and we're talking about final exams, I say this. You have to show your work. It's taking us back to grade school when your math teacher would say, yes, I know you know what 9 plus 9 is, or 9 times 9 is, but how did you get there? That's exactly what your professor wants you to do. On an essay, stating the rule of law and coming to a conclusion is not enough. You need to show the professor how you got there. Again, this is why I like using IRAC when it comes to your essay questions, because it forces you to make sure you are going through those steps and showing your work. So issue. The issue is whether or not this is murder. The rule. Murder is the unlawful killing of another person with malice aforethought. Analysis. Unlawful killing. Take facts and say this was an unlawful killing. Malice aforethought. Take the facts and show how this was malice aforethought. Conclusion. It was murder because X, Y, Z. I hope that quick example gets my point across. But basically, you need to show your work. You show your work by taking the rule, taking the facts, applying the rule, applying the facts. Not just making conclusory statements, not just stating the rule of law and then answering the question. You have to actually go through it and show your work. And how you show your work is, again, using the facts, applying the facts, and then coming to a conclusion. I know you guys are about to start preparing for final exams, so this one is quick and dirty. So just 5 little mistakes to remember not to make on that final exam. You guys, this is crunch time, okay? You guys are about to embark on that month of final exam preparation. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna have hard days. There's days where you're just gonna need to check out early for your mental health. Do it, okay? But make sure you put that work in. Make sure you guys are studying. Make sure your outlines are together. Come back to this video. Come back to my law school finals playlist. Do whatever you have to do to get through this next month and a half of final exam season, okay? I believe in you guys. I know you guys can do this. Just hang in there. It is all worth it. It will get better. Every semester gets easier. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at _theaspiringboss. Your girl has been posting on TikTok, okay? I'm TikTok, the aspiring boss as well. TikTok is kind of fun. Let me know. Comment down below if you guys make law content on TikTok. Comment down below so I can follow you guys, because I don't have a following on there. I'm not following a bunch of people, so I would love to connect with you guys. Also, make sure you join the Aspiring Lawyers group. Also, I encourage you guys to utilize the group. If you are in the group, utilize the group to ask questions. If you have questions throughout final exam preparation, ask those questions in the group. That's what it's there for. It's not there to just hear from me. It's there so you can hear from other people who are in different parts of their legal journey that can also provide support and camaraderie, okay? I do answer questions on there as well, but yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to people on there and just pose a question for the group. Also, if you guys are looking to book a one-on-one consultation with me, that link to that will be down below as well. Lastly, I am working on something for my law students I'm super excited about. It's been an idea of mine for a very long time. I'm not going to spill the beans quite yet, but just make sure you are subscribed to me on here so you can get post notifications, because I will announce it on here when the time comes. Also, I will be announcing it on Instagram, so make sure you guys are plugged in with your girl. Also, I'm taking video requests, so drop your requests in the comments below. With that, I will see you guys in next week's video. Peace.